Alright guys, TheMadeMan here. So, this is the part 2 of making car from scratch for GTA San Andreas. So today, after setting up the blueprint, we're gonna be starting the modeling. So, for the mod I'm making, by the way, I changed my plans a little bit. So the Euros I gotta delay it for now. I'm doing a different car from here onwards for this series. The Euros I'm gonna delay it and make it on another series where I make a car that can have paint jobs and custom tuning parts instead of normal standard transfender parts like what we're doing today. So we're gonna replace that mod we're making with this 1994 Maserati quarter port. Is that what they call it? I don't know. From 1994, I guess. I mean, 2 years after the game, but it's still pretty close. Let's just allow it. So here, setting up the blueprints is same as the Euros I did the first part. So again, different file from the first file. So now let me see. Okay, it's correct recording. Okay, so start now. First thing you do is delete this box you made because we don't need that. So to delete this, you select the object, press X on your keyboard, and then click on delete. Now it's gone. It's empty. Alright. Now we start by making a plane. So Shift A anywhere on the workspace, and then go to mesh and then plane. First thing basically, and then this is the X-ray mode toggle. You press Shift and Z on your keyboard. Here we go, and we can just scale it down by pressing S again, as I said before. Scale it down, right size, and then grab it, move it on along the Y-axis. So press G and then Y. So this is what we got here. Okay. And then go to the right side view, pressing 3 on numpad, and then we're gonna grab this thing and move it up by pressing G and then Z to move it along the Z axis. So here we got this on the right height, and then click on the plane, and then press Tab to go to edit mode, and then move around the vertices. So before doing anything else, I recommend doing this. Adding the mirror modifier makes it that you only want it on the one side, on the other side looks the same as what you did on the first side. So you don't have to make it model the car twice as much, and it makes sure that the car is symmetrical. So here, to do that, go to here, this branch icon on the right, modify properties, and then add modifier mirror. Now it's done. Don't need to change any settings if you do it right. So now you're gonna pick one side you're gonna model. I pick the driver side. So I select the vertices on the passenger side of the car, and then I grab it along the X-axis to move it into the middle. I just make sure they are connected. Just zoom in using your mouse scroll wheel, and then make sure they're connected to the middle like this. This is the middle, the green line, the Y-axis. So here we got the plane split in half. Okay. Now we can so you can see that it's only like 2 polygons, right? If you do it in triangle, or just one here. To make it not just flat like this, you're gonna add some loop cuts. So Control R on your keyboard again, then this yellow line will come up. Just pick a location, click on it, and then click again so it applies, and then move around the vertices to the place that you want it to be. In this case, I line up with the middle of the doors of the front door and rear door. So here you can see the line. Then I just move around the vertices, you know, grab it, move it. Don't forget to toggle the X-ray button using Shift and Z. Okay, now again move it around to line up with the car, like so. Just gonna say this though, this is blueprint. But it's not as bad as the last one, you know, with the not lining up perfectly. I'm not sure about this car yet, but first thing you see here is that, you know, the owner of the blueprint just put this thing in front of the car. Isn't that great, guys? Buy this shit or we block your fucking vision. Okay. Oh, bad word. Oh no, monetization. But anyways, so here we got it. It still doesn't line up with the car. We need some more polygons. So loop cut again. Here, here, and then you move it along the x-axis like this, and then you go to the right side view, and you know, move around the vertices to line up with the car again. Yeah, but why is this? Okay, the right one. Okay, good to know. And here, hey, actually it's better than the last file. That's good. Okay, same for this one. All the others as well. Here, here. If you see it doesn't line up with the car, then add another loop cut. Control R, click, click. There we go. Do the same process as before. Nothing changes. There we go. We got more detail on the car now. And then, you know, move around the vertices again. There we go. That should be fine. We can just, so if you wanna move the vertices around, where you know, have it aligned with the line you made, so you can do that by pressing Shift and then V on the keyboard. This will come up. You can move around freely, and then you line up with, you know, the line we made before. So this, like this, and do the same here. Make it straight. Now we have this part, and we still have to do the rear part. But anyways, move it down here again. And by the way, if you don't know the viewport shortcut yet, then okay, I can tell you that 1 on numpad is the front view, 3 is right view, 7 is top view, and for the rear view, control 1, like this. So yeah, you kind of need to use all 4 sides to model. And here we find the first place that it doesn't line up. Look at this, guys. This is what I would be paying for, guys. But anyways, we can't really do much about it. It's not ours. We can't really complain. So yeah. Anyways, do the same process here. It's not ours thing, our work, so we can't complain about it much. Oh boy, it doesn't line up at all. Okay. It should be fine, right? Okay, it should be mostly fine. Like this. You see here it's a little flat, so again, another loop cut should do. Here, move it up like this. Again, make sure to check often with the real pictures to get the general idea of what it should look like. So yeah. So here we got the roof. Still not done yet. We still need to add some more loop cuts. Here should be here, and then maybe move it here, and then move this thing around again. We always do. Here we go. We got this now. Maybe move it a little bit here, here. Now it's a little bit of a mess, I know. Okay, move it along. It's a little messed up, as I said again. But anyways, here we got the roof of the car. It's still kind of flat on this side, on the y-axis, so you can kind of loop cut this side here. Click again, and then we got it. Then move it around again. And on the y-axis. Oh, y-axis, y-axis again. The rest should be fine. Okay, this is kind of rough, but here we go. Select multiple and then move it around. Okay. Again, this is, oh man, this is kind of not great. Anyways, in here, okay. Man, it's not good at all. Okay, now we got the roof mostly done. We can move along into the back of the car. I start by doing the C pillar. I guess it's what it's called. I might be wrong, of course. But anyways, C pillar. Move it. So you can see here, it ends here, right? The vertices. To extend it out, you could use the extrude 2. You press E on your keyboard and then move your cursor around. Just place it by pressing left click, like so. Then grab it again and then move it around to make sure it looks good for you, that you like it. Make sure it's decent like this. Again, as I said, we need some real reference like so. Okay, kind of rough resolution, but okay, they should be good enough. We're not trying to make 100% accuracy, it's GTAF San Andreas, as I said before, so it should be fine. But anyways, we could do with adding another loop cut here. So moving it up again and again to make it less flat on this side. Okay, but if you do something wrong, like say, oh, you make a mistake, you can undo by Ctrl Z, just like other softwares. But if you think that was fine, after you undo, you want to redo it, you press Ctrl Shift and Z, it will come back. I don't want that, so yeah. And then, anyways, here I do the same thing here again. Do this. So you have this line of vertices, right? To create a face, a polygon, you're gonna select the 4 vertices that the face is gonna be at, and then press F on your keyboard to create face. Again, you can see it's a little flat, so we can make some more adjustment to it. We can make this line should be done now. Okay, do the same here, and then create face again using F button and selecting multiple things at a time. And here again, move it around, create face. Okay, do the same thing here again, move it around, create face, check if it is good enough. Yeah, we'll get to something later. So let me just remove this face because it's kind of, anyways. So if you want to delete something, you can just click on the object, selecting it, and just right click, press X and then delete. You can delete whatever you want to delete, like vertices, edges, and face. In this case, face, we delete it here. And I forgot to mention, so you see I can switch around with the vertices, edges, and then faces. You can do that by clicking these buttons, or if you have your keyboard, you want to do a hotkey, you can press 1, 2, and 3 on your normal keyboard. since you know the numpad is used for viewport like this. So yeah, okay, we can continue making. We can make this and this one. Then you know create face. Okay, kind of messed up. Create face again. Again, do the same thing here. Create face and do it again. Oh, okay. So we reached the end of the door. You can see. So it looks a little bit flat and weird. We can just add another edge loop here again, and then move around the vertex like this. Do the same here. Okay, like this. So there we go. It should look a little bit better now. And we can do the same here. I guess I can just do this. This is what I usually do on the roof part. I just do this all the time. Okay, here. I just usually make it a triangle on this one, on the end of the roof, and then onto the C pillar. And then we have this part again here. So again, this is a blueprint that maybe is not 100% complete. As you can see here, it's missing a door line, but if you know the general shape of the car, it should be fine. Just move it around, see, and then look at the real photo, and you should have the general idea of what it should look like this. So again, and then make this one. This is part of the door, by the way. And then you create face, like you always do in the. Then you do this. Okay, and then move it around here. Maybe at this point I shouldn't be using a real view at all, because you know it's not lined up. Trying to line up it just can be a nightmare on some blueprints, you know, like this one. So I just leave it like this. Just model it, just make it close enough to the real life one. It should be fine. If it looks weird for you, then you can move it around again like this. Look at the core, you can see. In here, extrude it again. Extrude by pressing E. If you forgot, E. You know, click on the vertex, then click in it, and then E. Drag it around, and then left click it to place it, and you know, do the same process here again. Then here you can make another part of the door like this. Make a face. Move it around, it looks weird here, and then I extrude it again. And we got this one here. There we go. You can see that I don't actually get it lined up to the picture, because again, it's not very good. This picture is kind of bad. Anyways, here got this one here, and then move it around again. You don't need to make it accurate. Again, this is an address, not a huge deal with the quality. Should be fine. And then we create face, and then do the same here. Line it up with this one. It could get a little confusing with this one. This picture again, kind of broken, you know. Let's actually do this instead. Again, just look at the core pictures to get the general idea. You can see here what it looks like. Looks like it has a line here, so we can just make it like this. There we go. So now we got the C pillar mostly done for now. And then we will move on to the you know, the trunk. Oh man, that blueprint. This blueprint is just ruined. There might be better if we have bought it, but nah, we don't have the cash for it. Anyways, this is what we got. Man, what the hell? Okay, here. Now we should do this instead because it doesn't line up. We can do this here. You can leave it as a edge or line for now. We can create face later. It's fine. You can still extrude and do stuff to it just like a face. Here we go to the middle part. I usually extrude from the roof because to make it line up with the y-axis in the middle, so it doesn't move out of its position. And grab it around, move it around. Oh man, that's not good. That's way off. Okay. Here, what it looks like. Not perfect, as I said. Here. Here. We move it back a little bit. It's a little bit less aggressive with it. And then create it. And then delete some edge. So we have the line here for the trunk. We can move it and extrude it again. In the middle of the trunk. Should be fine. We can do the same here. Like this. And then yeah, that should be fine. Move it around a little bit. There we go, and create face. So I'm gonna be making the car and pausing and resuming to tell you guys about some tricks I find useful along the way. But for now, it's gonna get kind of boring, so I'm gonna cut this out. So see you later on the next thing I will tell you. So yeah. Okay, I did some work on the car a little bit here. Now you can see here it's a little bit flat. You're gonna create some more polygons, right? But here you can see the loop cut doesn't work the way I want it to be. So what we can do here is go to any view you want, press K on the keyboard to bring up the knife tool so you can cut things up. So just click on wherever you want to cut it. Here I start here, and then I just make it in the middle of this C pillar again. Move it along, click in everywhere you want to start, and then press enter to stop using the tool. Now we have this. Now we can make it a little bit less of a flat shape. Again here, you can see. Again, it's rough. This car is rough. But yeah. Move it around, move it here. Maybe too much here. Move it like this. Again, use Shift V to move it along the lines, the edge of the polygon. There we go. Now we have this. It looks just a little bit less, just less flat than before. Now the shape of the car is still kind of rough, but it should be fine in the game if you don't make it too screwed up. Let me delete it. I'm gonna let's leave it like that actually. Okay. Another thing we can do here on the back of the car, if you want to split up the edge so you can create more polygon only for the this section I'm gonna be putting the license plate on. So press 2 on your keyboard to go to edge editing mode, and then click here on the edge you wanna split it up. Right click, subdivide, then go to the vertex mode. Here you can see the newly made vertex, and then again move along the line, Shift V wherever you want it to be. I just put it here. Now you can leave it this polygon, you can leave it like this. It's gonna be not gonna be quad, it's gonna be more than quad. What's that called? I don't know. but I feel like I'm more comfortable with making it quad or triangle, so I'm gonna just create face here, delete the old face, get some more face it here, just like this here, and we got this. Alright, so now go over here and just make this. If you wanna, you know, line it up with another vertex, you can just extrude it to the correct axis and like this, and then just, you know, line it up, zoom in and line it up like this. Zoom in as much as we can. This is the max zoom here. There we go. It's not perfect still, of course, but it should be fine. And move it here, move it a little bit in like this, then create face. There we go, we got another face here. And then we do this, do the same thing here, using the line up with the line we extruded and the blue line for the z-axis. So here, and then move it in again, grab it and then move it like this, and you can just delete the edge, the placeholder edge, and then create a line here and delete another placeholder edge like I did. So here we got a place for your license plate. So if you want to make it deeper than a normal, any other normal part of the core, we can just go to the left right view here and then press E to extrude like we did before. On the Y axis, pressing Y on your keyboard and then move in. I think this should be deep enough. Let's see here. And because license plates are, you know, flat, I'm gonna line it up with the other lines. Move it along the Y axis again. It's kind of hard to see. You can see here the vertices I'm trying to move. It's kind of rough to see. Okay, I can still move it though. Oh, here, it's here. It's the max zoom. Okay, move it. Okay, wait. Here we got, it's a little more flat than before. You can put a plate here. Then let me put some face here to behind the plate. The plate itself can be borrowed from another car in the game, so we are not gonna model that, so we don't have to map it again. But anyways, we can move around to this part here. No, actually we can also extrude here for the temporary line, and then do this like I always do. So here, move it up here, you can see it's lined up. Then we move it like this. Oh, like this. Here we got another face make, I guess. So again, I'm gonna, before I cut all the boring parts, I can also tell you about how you can, you know, we're trying to make a glass window, right? So yeah, let me actually do this first. Here and here, extrude here again, and here, create face, extrude here again, and then move it down, create face, do the same thing over again, and do it here, and leave it like this, create another face, and then do the same basically around the whole rear window, or whatever you guys call it in English, I don't know. But hey, I'm trying to let you guys understand what I'm saying, but could be wrong still. So I'm gonna make this 10. Good face. Again, this doesn't line up much, so we are trying to make our own stuff here. Hold up like this, and then create face here. Then again, and we move up like this, so it's kind of flat because we don't want it to be too much. Extrude it, place it here, grab it along the z-axis, and then create another face. Alright, so now we have the, you know, the frame of the window, I guess. You can do the same as the license plate we did earlier and extrude it into the car. Yeah, maybe too thick. Extrude it like this. It should be fine. This should be good enough. Now you have different parts of the car being different things, right? Like paint, glass, and other things that are not painted. You can split it up in here, so it's easier to work with when we transition to SimModeler. So we can do it here just now. So go here into the material editor properties, yeah, the ball, the red ball, and you click on new. So new material, the only one in the car. So we can just rename it to, let's say, paint. All right. So basically, the whole car is paint right now. So we should make it some parts not paint. We can make another, you know, material. Let me do this first. It's kind of rough here. Okay. We can make something like glass we're trying to do here. So click on the plus button here, new button, rename it glass. And now we're gonna make an actual window, the polygon, like this. Go a little bit deeper here. There we go. Should be better now. And then here, okay, a little rough again. Here. There we go. We have the glass. So I guess now the rest of the car I'm gonna be modeling off camera because it's boring as hell. So maybe this is it for, I guess, part 2, because the rest of the car you can mostly do the same things I did, just yeah, the same things as the rest of the car, and it's just, you can see here. Now one thing to say though, I can say though that normally if you see that the cars in the game has, you know, some kind of view looking similar to the car, you don't actually need to model the view. You can just, you know, borrow it from the car, but make sure, you know, it's a vanilla car. If it's not vanilla, you know, it's some other people's mod, make sure to ask for permission of that person. Don't steal stuff. It's not a good thing to do, not ethical, guys. But that should do it for part 2. Again, visit my workshop for mods, I guess, here. So subscribe to my channel, newly created for this series, to just, okay, shit, you follow along on this series and other series in the future if I want to do it. So yeah, I guess it's over for part 2.